This week's Torah portion, Ekev, in tune with many of the other Torah portions from the book of Deuteronomy, is full of mitzvot, commandments, and it's going to be that way, in fact, for quite a few weeks hence. Our rabbis in the Midrash point out that no one commandment of any of the 613 is given priority over any of the others. We simply don't know what the reward might or might not be for a great mitzvah as opposed to a small mitzvah. The rabbis ask why this might be. Why should we not be allowed to know what are the consequences? And they give the example of a king, as they often do when they mean God. A king with an orchard and some servants and some little trees that need planting out. The Midrash points out that if the king explains how much fruit is going to come from any one given tree, then all of the servants are going to rush to plant the saplings that are going to produce the most fruit, and the other ones are going to get left behind, and his orchard, instead of being beautifully set out, is going to be a mess. And so, teaches the Midrash, the king says that no one sapling is more important than any other, and therefore the orchard is planted well. I love this imagery because, in truth, when we perform a mitzvah, we really don't have any idea of the consequences of our goodness. Something relatively small, some tiny piece of charity, some kind word in the ear of somebody who needs it, might be something that they remember for many days or weeks to come. And a tiny action of ours that we think is relatively unimportant can create an enormous amount of change in the world. As we move towards the High Holy Days, when we consider our deeds, let's bear in mind that we do not know the consequences of our mitzvot, and that therefore whether we think a mitzvah is important or trivial, it's just as important that we give it our attention. That was your Torah in 2.